Hello dear students, welcome back to the NCERT science class of 10th standard. Dear students, in the previous class we have studied about the transportation in human being that we have studied in the previous class. That is, in which we have studied about the transportation of blood. We have studied very detailed in the previous class. And also we have studied the transportation of other liquid, that is liquid in our body. That also we have studied. The colorless liquid which is transporting in our body, how it is transporting, that we have studied in the previous class. Next, the importance of lymph that we have studied. Dear students, today we are going to study, that is the transportation. Today we are going to study the transportation in plants. Transportation in plants. Here, dear students, plants are living beings and they also have to show all the life activities. They need nutrition, they show growth and development. Next, they respire, isn't it? And they have to circulate, or they have to show the transportation, isn't it? Today in this class we are going to study the transportation in plant. Here, dear students, in the plants, first of all, in the animals, the transportation of blood is going on through the blood vessels. Like that, in case of plants, in the animal, the blood transportation is going on through the blood vessels. In case of plants, the transportation of essential material like food, nutrients, water is going on, circulating or transporting from one part of the plant body to the another part. That we will study detail about the transportation of material in the plants, isn't it? Here is what happens. Soil is the richest source for the plants to get the nutrients. Soil is the richest source. It means soil is having the number of nutrients, organic and inorganic substances, and water that is taken by the plants through the roots. Yes, when roots absorb these nutrients, that has to transport to the each and every part of the plant body. Whatever the nutrients, minerals, organic substance, it includes organic substance, inorganic substance, and water, whatever the soil contains, the plant will absorb these nutrients, the required nutrients, through the root system or the roots that has to be transported to each and every part of the plant body. It is going on by a system that is called as the vascular system, or the vascular tissue or conducting tissue, isn't it? Next, dear students, root absorbs all these nutrients and transfer to each and every part of the plant body. Then here what happens? In case root absorbs the nutrients like organic and inorganic and water from the ground, and in the leaves what happens? In the leaf, with the help of sunlight, photosynthesis occurs. With the help of sunlight from the sun, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water from the ground, they prepares the food in the leaf. Leaves are the kitchen of the plant. In the leaf what happens? Food is prepared. In the root what happens? The water is absorbed. See what happens? The water has to transport to the each and every part of the plant body in upward way. Yes, and whatever the food is prepared in the leaves with the help of photosynthetic process, whatever the food is prepared in the leaves of the plants with the help of photosynthetic process, that has to transport to the each and every part of the plant body, even to the tip of the roots. That food has to circulate, and whatever the nutrients and water is absorbed by the roots that has to circulate to the that has to transport to the each and every part of the plant body, even to the tip of the leaves, isn't it? That is, the transportation is going on continuously. Yes. Here, dear students, what happens? If plant size is smaller, see what happens? Small plants, like you must have studied in the classification of living organisms in 9th. The primitive plants, Thallophyta, Bryophyta. Yes? These Thallophytas, they are the very minute plants. Thallophytas are the very minute plants. These plants to circulate means if they needs the means transportation in case of small sized animal, small sized plants or these minute plants, what happens? The transportation in minute plants, how it is going on? See, the transportation is going on by a process called as the diffusion. In higher animals, the transportation system is different. Later we will study. But in case of primitive plants, it means very minute plants, what happens? The transportation is going on by the diffusion process. They doesn't need a vascular tissue or vascular bundle. They doesn't need the xylem and phloem. Because they are very primitive, they contain very few cells. Their body is made up by a very few number of cells. That's why they doesn't need more complex system for the transportation. Here what happens in case of multicellular plants or the huge plants, they need a special system for the transportation. But in case of the minute plants, small scale plants, small sized plants, the transportation is going on by the process of diffusion. You know the meaning of diffusion? Diffusion means the process of movement of molecule from higher concentration towards the lower concentration is called as the diffusion. The movement of molecule from higher concentration towards the lower concentration. The movement of molecule from higher concentration towards the lower concentration is called as the diffusion. Understood? The movement of molecule from higher concentration towards the lower concentration is called as diffusion. In case of small scale plants, the transportation is going on by the diffusion. See what happens? For example, suppose small sized plants, that is not a small sized plant. Whatever the plant exhausts the water, that will be transported by a process. That is, here water concentration is more, that will be transported. Here the water concentration is less. What happens? From higher concentration it will be moved. That is, from higher concentration towards the lower concentration. Lower concentration, that is moving. That is called as the by diffusion. Isn't it? Next, dear students, in case of higher animals, in case of higher plants, it needs a special system. It needs a special system that is see, diffusion is not enough for the in higher plants. Why? Because it is made up by the number of cells, billion, trillions together cells are there in the higher plants or in a larger plants. It is very difficult to transport the water by the diffusion. Yes, that's why it needs a special conducting tissue. Yes. Next, the proper system is required for the plants. Proper system is required in higher plants to transport the water. Next, dear students, the plants needs very less energy to transport the water. See what happens here. Here what happens in our body, the transportation is going on as well by using the energy load. In case of plants, while transportation of water or transportation of food needs very less energy. It needs very less energy because they are non-mobile and all The difference between the plants and animals, the difference between the plant tissue and animal tissue that you have studied, that is, plants are non-mobile or the stationary, they need very less energy. The animals are the mobile. For the movement, they need more energy. And also, in case of plants, the transportation needs very less energy compared to the animals. To transport some material, it needs very less energy. Yes? Here, the transportation in plant is going on by the conducting tissue or vascular tissue. Vascular tissue or conducting tissue, that is, there are two types of conducting tissues are there. The first one is xylem. The second one is phloem. The vascular, two types of vascular tissues are there. The first one is xylem, the second one is phloem. Next, first of all, we will study the transportation of water. So first, we will study the transportation of water. Transportation of water. See, dear students, in plants, transportation of water and nutrients which is present in the soil is going on through the roots. In the plants, and it is mainly going on by a special conducting tissue that is called as the xylem. Xylem conducts the water and nutrients. Water and nutrients. Water and nutrients. Xylem conducts water and nutrients. Yes. Here, in case of xylem, dear students, xylem conducts water. See what happens? It is having the special types of cells. That is, you must have studied in 9th standard about the components of xylem. That is, xylem vessels, xylem tracheids, xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers. That you have studied. The components of xylem. While studying the tissue topic, you have studied the components of xylem and components of phloem. In case of xylem, the four types of cells are there. The first one is xylem vessels, xylem tracheids, xylem fibers, xylem parenchyma. That you have studied, isn't it? Next, dear students, in case of transportation, that is xylem vessels and tracheids. Xylem vessels and tracheids help in the conduction of water, and leaves are interconnected for the conduction of water. Next, what happens here? Of the roots, the stem and leaves. See what happens? The xylem vessels and xylem tracheids. Xylem vessels and xylem tracheids, they are interconnected. Xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers, they are supportive cells and all that you have studied. Xylem vessels and xylem tracheids, these cells are the special types of cells which are present in the xylem, and they are interconnected with one another, and they are connected from the root to the tip of the leaves, to the stem and branches and all. Yes? Next, dear students, these while exertion of water to the xylem, it maintains an ionic difference. See what happens, dear students? Root creates the ionic difference. See what happens? Ions, you know the ions? Ions are the charged particles. Ions are the charged particles. It means roots creates the ionic differences. Meanwhile, what happens? The ions gets absorbed. In the root, what happens? See, at the root, the cells in contact with the soil actively take up the ions. means they form the ions, by which what happens, the ions gets attracted and they shows the movement in the vessels and tracheas. It means in the roots what happens, first they maintains the ionic difference, due to which what happens, the molecules, see for example negative ions are present, it maintains the positive ions, by which what happens, the attraction of ions are going on, that you have studied in physics, that is attraction means unlike charges attract each other, like charges repel, like that. What happens in case of roots, what happens, the ionic difference will be maintained, due to the difference in the ions what happens, the movement of molecule takes place through these cells of the xylem, isn't it? Next, the ionic difference in the concentration of these ions between the roots and the soil. In the roots and soil, what happens? Due to this difference in the ions, what happens? The molecules will enters into the roots and that will be circulated to the xylem systems, into the plant body. Next, moves into the water, moves into the roots due to the ionic difference. The next, the steady movement of water into the root xylem creates a column of water that is steadily pushed upward. Means suction pull, we can say the suction pull. It means the steady movement of water that enables the water to move or suction pull upward in the upward direction. Means steady movement also we can say the suction pull is going on in the xylem. The suction pull, how much the water is absorbed by the cell which are present in the below region, that will transfer to the upward cells. Means the suction pull of water is going on. Yes. The next, dear students, and here what happens? Why the suction pull of water is going on in the upward direction? Suction pull of water is going on in the upward direction. It is because of the transpiration. You know the meaning of transpiration? Transpiration means the movement of molecule. See, the process of removal of excessively absorbed water from the plant body, or the movement of the process of removal of water from the plant through the stomata is called as the transpiration. See, you have studied the transpiration, that is the stomatal pore, which contains a pair of guard cells, and which is surrounded by the surrounding cells. What happens, dear students? They contains a pair of guard cells, surrounding cells, and stomatal pore. This stomatal pore removes the water, excessively absorbed water into the atmosphere, which is present on the dorsal side of the leaf. See what happens? These stomatal pore removes the water into the atmosphere. Due to which what happens? If whatever the water is absorbed by the roots, that will be removed up to the stomata, that maintains the water difference. That's why it maintains whatever the water is present in the leaf, that will be removed out, and if they needs more excessive water, then that will be pulled up. Yes, by maintaining the suction pull, the water moves upward, and whatever the water is present in the upward ways or in the upward region, what happens? That will be removed out to the stomata, due to which what happens? The difference in the concentration of water is going on in the plants. That's why what happens? The water will be removed out. It means water will be pushed up or they move up. Isn't it? Next, dear students, after this one, the evaporation of water molecules creates a suction which pulls the water from the xylem cells to up the roots. That is the better I told due to the evaporation, that is not the transpiration. Due to the transpiration, what happens? It forms a concentration of water, due to which what happens? The water is going to move in upward directions. Here, the significance of transpiration. Transpiration is going on in the leaves. Transpiration means in the leaves the stomata are present, minute microscopic holes are present. These minute microscopic holes, they help in the exchange of gases. Oxygen will enter and carbon dioxide will enter into the plant body, and oxygen will be given out through these minute microscopic pores which are present in the leaf. Yes. Along with that, the excessive absorbed water will be removed out through these stomata into the atmosphere. Isn't it? That is called as the transpiration. The significance of transpiration. Significance of transpiration. Here, the first one. The transpiration helps in the absorption and upward movement of water and minerals dissolved in the form of. See what happens? Transpiration helps in the absorption of water. First one helps in the transpiration helps in the absorption of water. If water is transparent, then again further water will be moved up. And next, it maintains the temperature of the plant body. It maintains the temperature of the plant body. Next, it makes the plant disease free. See what happens? It makes the plants active or alive, and it makes the plants alive and disease free. Disease free. See the transpiration due to the movement of water. Whatever the waste materials are present in the plant, how the sweat is removing out in our body, how the sweat is removing out due to sweat, whatever the nitrogenous waste are there, that will be removed out. Yes, like that. What happens here? Due to the transpiration, the whatever the some amount of disease causing microorganisms or the diseases are there in the plants are. What happens, that will be removed out, and due to the movement in the water, due to the movement of water in the plants will be alive. If the water will be stored in the leaf, what happens? The water again, the further water will be not absorbed. It means the plant shows the movement of water, then only the plant will be alive and disease free, healthy. The circulation is going on in the healthy plants. Then next, what happens? It maintains the temperature due to the movement of water. The temperature of the plant is maintained. These are the applications or these are the significance of the transpiration. In examination, he may ask, write the significance of transpiration. Next, dear students, come to the transportation of food molecule. See here. Transportation of food. How the transportation of food is going? See, dear students, in the earlier class I told, in the beginning of this topic only I told, in plants there are two types of vessels are there. The first one is xylem, the second one is phloem. Xylem conducts the water. Xylem conducts the water and moves it in upward direction, and the water is moved in the upward direction due to the transpiration of water, and further water will be absorbed by the plants through the xylem. The xylem contains two types of conducting cells, that is called as the vessels and tracheae. They helps in the suction pull of water in the upward direction, and it doesn't need more energy at all. Yes. Next, dear students, in the leaves the food is prepared. In the leaves, what happens? The food is prepared. That food has to be transported to the each and every part of the plant body. Water is absorbed in the roots. That has to transport to the each and every part in the upward direction of the plant. Upward direction in in the plants? Yes, water will move in the upward direction in all the parts of the plant body, and whatever the food is prepared in the upward region, that has to transport in the downward direction in all the, not only in the downward, in upward and downward direction. Yes, water has to move upward, which is absorbed in the downward region. Then here whatever the food is prepared in the upward region, that has to transport to the in different regions of the plant. Yes, that is going on by the special conducting tissue, that is called as the phloem. The food is transported by the phloem. Water is by xylem. Yes, the food is transported by the food conducting tissue, that is by phloem. Next, dear students, here what happens? Here the transportation of food molecule, in the plant is going on through the phloem, and we have given a term that is called as the translocation. Translocation means, see here what happens, dear students, the movement of food molecule, the transportation of food through the phloem, which is prepared in the leaves with the help of photosynthetic process, is called as the translocation. The process of transportation of food molecule through the phloem, which is prepared in the leaves with the help of photosynthetic process, is called as the translocation in the downward direction, both in all the directions, not only in the downward direction, is called as the translocation. Transportation of water is better, correct? That is, transportation of water is correct, but transportation of food we have given one term, that is translocation. Translocation means the movement of food molecule in the plants, which prepared in the leaves to the all parts of the plant body, is called as the translocation. Yes. Next, dear students, here is the translocation, photosynthetic process. See what happens during the photosynthetic process. It prepares the food molecule and it transport to the each and every part of the plant body. Along with the photosynthetic product, that is carbohydrate, the plants translocate the amino acids and other substances. Amino acids and some other nutrients, some other substances will translocate to the phloem. Phloem translocates the food molecules in the form of carbohydrates and all. Along with that, the phloem translocates the amino acids. Yes. Next, dear students, here the translocates, what happens, it means the substance are essentially delivered to the storage organs of roots, and whatever the food is prepared, the carbohydrates are prepared, that has to be transported to the storage organs in the roots, shoots, fruits, seeds, and next other growing regions. Then what happens, the storage, whatever the food is prepared in the leaves, that has to transport to the storage godowns, like roots, shoots, stem, and next some other fruits, seeds and all, that has to transport to each and every part of the plant body. Next, dear students, that is the translocation. In case of the translocation in plant is going on by in case of phloem, in 9th standard you have studied the phloem is made up by the 4 components of cell. The first one is sieve tubes, companion cell, phloem fibers, and phloem parenchyma. The 4 components are present in the xylem also. Xylem parenchyma, xylem fibers, xylem trachea, xylem vessels. In case of phloem, Again, four components are there: sieve tubes, companion cell, phloem parenchyma, phloem vessels, phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers. These are the four components of the phloem that we have studied in the 9th standard. Here what happens? Sieve tubes and companion cells. Sieve tubes and companion cells. Sieve tubes and companion cells are the components of the phloem which helps in the transportation of food molecules. Other than is phloem parenchyma, phloem fibers, they are the supportive of sieve tubes and companion cells. Companion cells and sieve tubes are involved in the transportation or the translocation of food molecules which is prepared in the leaves. And next here, the phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers, they are supportive cells. Yes. Next, dear students, movement of food molecules takes place both in upward and downward directions. See here, dear students, the movement of food molecule both in upward and downward direction is going on. The movement of food molecules, see here what happens. This one is a stem. Plant. See, suppose this one is a xylem. This one is a phloem. This one is a phloem. Xylem contains the water which is present in the roots. Yes, xylem contains water and nutrients. Phloem contains food. Where in the leaves? Where in the leaves? See, the water that will move, xylem contains only in the upward direction. Xylem